Welcome to another fantastic episode of Riffin with Griffin. I'm your host, Erik Griffin. And as usual, I'm still looking for a theme song. I've had some good ones recently, but I got a good one, another one tonight from my good buddy Kyle Quismundo has sent another banger. But let me introduce my fabulous guest.
Speaking of bangers,
Mr. Russell Peters is here, everybody. So anyway, this is a new theme song again by Kyle Quismundo.
You sure you're saying his name right?
I'm not sure if I'm saying it. It was with a Q. Quismundo.
Quiznos.
It looks like Quiznos, but it's whatever. Just listen to this banger, okay?
Erik Griffin funny.
Ha!
This is Erik Griffin funny. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Riffin with Griffin.
You know what I'd like to do to this? Add some cuts.
Riffin with Griffin.
Hey, Alex. Kyle.
Riffin
yeah.
with Griffin.
Kyle, I want to hit this track with some cuts. It's kind of dope.
Funny.
He made this especially for you.
This is funny.
It's dope. Then if you could just send me the acapella of you saying Riffin with Griffin, all that, I'll cut it.
Lifting Uber drivers.
It's dope.
Let
It's actually
the
really dope.
person that's in the car
this guy is
engage in the conversation
Kyle
first.
Quismundo.
He goes,
Yeah, you probably got to get a better name, Kyle Q,
want me to
maybe.
go
You
to
know?
the
Yeah. DJ something, right?
No, he's a producer.
Yeah.
If he was a DJ, you would have heard cuts in it.
Yeah.
That's how you know the DJs versus producers, or the
God,
DJs
listen
that
to you,
produce.
'cause you're
I'm a
a
nerd.
DJ, right?
34 years, son. 34 years. I'm a nerd for it.
Wait. But do you make money as a DJ?
When I DJ, I do, yeah.
Oh, okay. But do you make money as a DJ because you're Russell Peters? Or do you
More so because I'm Russell Peters.
Okay.
I'm fully aware of that.
You're like Paris Hilton.
No, because I can DJ. People, I think, initially hire me because I'm Russell, and then they find out I can really rock a party, and they're like, oh, shit, he's a real DJ.
So were you DJing back in the days where you had to carry the crates?
I started DJing in 85.
Oh, man, my buddy Marvin, he used to DJ, and I have to carry crates of records.
I know all about it. I used to tear up the trunk of my car with that shit. And then my fingertips would get all fucking... Real DJs know the skin on your fingertips gets all ripped up because you're flipping through the records. Trying to get a song out.
Yeah, you get paper cuts.
And the record, the lip of the record fucking case would just click, 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 click.
Now, how did you stay on top of, like... Because in those days, you had to go out and get, like, the 12 inches and all that stuff.
That's all you would get, records.
Wow. And how did you stay on top of it? Like,
Well, Thursdays is when new records would come out. So you had to have your eye on what was coming out. You had to know when release dates were and when, like...
Hope it's a banger?
No, you had to know. You had to just know. You had to have your ear to the ground.
Yeah, but imagine there's no internet. There's no, like,
No, I know,
preview.
but it was just like word of mouth back then. I was like, yo, did you hear such and such? And then they're like, the radio played this song last week. And you're like, well, how the fuck do I get that song? And then I would go into the record store. I remember looking for the 900 number by the 45 King. And I didn't know what it was called because it was an instrumental.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember going to the record store and I'm like, it's like something to do with horns, I would imagine. And because I got this record, Feel the Horns. I go, let me hear that. And then you put it on, I go, that's not it. And then who would have known it was going to be called the 900 number, right? I'm looking at something funky horns, maybe. I don't know. I'm like thinking of names it could have been.
Biz Markie was the one, like, I thought was the first, like, famous dude who then went into DJing and then never looked back.
Biz is a like musical genius. Like when it comes to knowing music, like Biz knows everything. Like he's a kind of he knows like the liner notes. He can tell you liner notes on anything.
Really?
Like that record, yeah. So and so played drums, and this guy from another band played sax on that one, and
I love that
like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Biz has like so much shit that nobody has. But Biz is a hoarder. He won't give you shit.
You know everybody.
Yeah, Biz is a guy, but Biz has these turntables that look exactly like 1200s, but they're specifically made for 45s. So the platter isn't a 12-inch platter; it's a 7-inch platter.
Yeah, but how does the record?
No, the record it's like instead of being full size, it's this size.
Oh.
And nobody has them. Only he has them. And he won't tell anybody where to get them. Like, and I mean anybody. Like Jazzy Jeff, I was like, Jeff, why don't you have those? He goes, Biz won't give nobody them. Like nobody has them but Biz.
Get them specially made.
I'm pretty sure he had them specially made from some of that Yo Gabba Gabba money.
I remember going to another good one is what is it? Kid Capri.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going to a Def Jam taping.
Yeah.
And I've never, and then now it's like the new stuff now. So now he's using the computer and all that.
No, he's still using 1200s, but he's using his laptop for the
Right,
music.
right. He's using the laptop for the music. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
He's using the laptop for the music. But I've never seen a crowd go from zero to like after what he was doing that you're just like, you know.
Oh, Kid Capri is another level of party rocking.
Yeah, that's like.
And let me tell you, that guy, he's sweating. I'm surprised he hasn't electrocuted himself at the way he's dripping over the mixer and stuff. And as a DJ, like me, like you watch him, and he's so hard on his mixer. You know, he's like, the whole shit's shaking, and I'm more of a finesse guy. Where I'm like, you know,
Is this still a thing, huh?
it's still a thing. It's still very much a thing.
How often are you doing like what are you doing? Parties, bar mitzvahs, like?
No, I play in the house more than anything.
Oh, your daughter is hiring you.
No, my daughter wants me to get off the turntable. She's like, "Daddy, let me DJ."
Oh, wow.
And she doesn't do anything but hit buttons, you know. And I'm like, "Okay, can Daddy get back to this?"
Yeah, but that's like, you know, you're just in a stadium, you're just pressing a button and you're like hyping everybody.
No, we
up.
don't do that. We don't do that.
You know, you don't do that.
Those are not DJs.
So when's the last time you were paid to be a DJ? And what
months
was
ago.
it?
Maybe a few months ago, maybe 15, 20 grand or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for the money amount,
Oh,
but I'm
they
just
asked
saying.
for that, but yeah, you know.
Well, damn. So you.
Yeah, it's like it's good money.
Yeah, it's hell of a good money.
You know what I mean? And it's for me, it's like I love doing it. So
Yeah.
it's a challenge because it's like, let me look at these people because I can't go in with a plan. I'm like, I can't be like, here's what I'm going to play, and if they don't like it, too bad. I'm like, no, I'm a real DJ. You got to go in and go, okay, then I'm going to go for that. I have to go this way with it, and then if I want to go that way, I gotta slowly sway them back that way.
Now, do you pregame with like playlists? Do you have like?
No, I have all my music on my laptop.
Okay. And so then when
I
you
have
look
all
at
my crates on my laptop.
oh sweet,
So you have your crates labeled like, and it'll be like 80s, 90s,
Got you.
80s hip hop, 90s radio, whatever, and that's your playlists. I mean your crates, and then you can hit all, and it plays all your shit. It shows you all your shit.
yeah.
But if you want to save time, and you know, if you know what direction you're going, and you just click on your crate and you go through it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you're like you're at a party and you see the whatever it is, and you might decide, oh, this is an early '90s hip hop crowd.
Yeah, so you change it up on them.
Yeah.
You don't do it.
I didn't even. How come? See, this is like.
It's like doing stand up. You're like, okay, I'm
That's
gonna go in
true,
and do
that's
this
true.
set, and you walk in, you go, that's not
can't
the
do
set for this room. That's not. Okay, dick jokes it is. You know what I mean? Like it just. Like dick jokes to a DJ is having to play like overly commercial music.
Oh, is it the worst?
It's the worst. You're like, ugh.
Is that, do you have a crate for that? Is it just like
Yeah, it'll say commercial shit.
yeah, Bieber's in there.
Yeah, everything you don't ever play on your own.
Until your daughter's in the car too, right? Is your
my
daughter hip, or are you?
My daughter likes really. She's 8.
Are you Taylor Swifting in the car?
No. I don't let her listen to shit. I play my music and then I wait for her to react to it. And I always change the lyrics to every song and sing it to her about her. Like I literally, like a song we play, I'll just make up the song and she'll sit there laughing, smiling, and enjoying it. And then her mom gets mad. She's like, she doesn't let me sing. I go, and she's like, my daughter's like, because Daddy makes up songs for me. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, because she doesn't know the lyrics that you're changing needs to
Yeah.
be changed. All right, we're skipping ahead. We're skipping past all your stand up.
No, we can go back.
And-
It doesn't have to be. What do you want to flow? We need to flow.
I like to flow because it's like what I like to do on my podcast is I love getting people's origin story because
Okay.
my fans don't know, and it's like, so you're from Canada,
Born and raised Toronto.
born
Brampton.
and raised in Toronto,
Beat down, throw it up.
and
You know who's from Brampton? I'll tell you who's from Brampton.
let me know all the people from Brampton.
Director X. You know Little X, the director, music video director? X, I've known him, Julian, since he was 12.
Julian.
his
It just
real name.
takes away from
I
Director
know,
X.
well, Little X is a much better name.
Yeah, it just takes
And,
away from it.
Michael Cera is from Brampton.
Oh, that makes sense.
Tristan Thompson's from Brampton.
Oh, all the players are from from.
Scott Thompson's from Brampton.
I didn't know Tristan Thompson was Canadian.
Yeah, he's Jamaican.
Oh shit.
And that other kid, Anthony Bennett, who plays basketball, is from Brampton too, I think.
Oh, but he was the worst.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about basketball. But
Yeah.
I know Tristan and I are friends.
Oh,
that
you're
kid.
friends with everybody.
Yeah, that kid is very popular. He's a rapper. He's from Brampton too.
That kid who's very popular. That's
I
a
don't know.
rapper.
He's
Who Drake?
no, Drake's from Thornhill. Drake's from Toronto. I think he's down with those guys. He's what the fuck is his name?
I don't know. You really coming across as an old ass man
Oh,
right
I am
now.
an old ass man because I don't know these young kids. He's very popular too. He's got big songs. It'll come to me.
He's got. We'll think about
He's
it.
decided to start beef with people, and you're like, don't do that. That's not the world for you, buddy. You just be a rapper.
Oh, Is it somebody? Oh God, now I'm gonna wonder who it is. Let's Google the shit.
Somebody. Oh, nobody. Is this live?
Yeah, no, not live.
Oh, well then I don't know.
She's over there. Well, forget about that.
Yeah.
So you're from Brampton, is that what it's called?
Brampton, yeah, 20 minutes outside of Toronto.
20 minutes outside of Toronto, and then you started doing stand-up very early, though,
89.
right? Wow, 89
Started
is
in
the
89.
number.
That's
Another
right.
summer.
30 years now. Isn't that crazy?
30 years. This is your
It's
30th
my
year.
30th year.
Wow.
Started when I was 19.
You started at 19 in Toronto. You were doing the Yuck Yucks. Was Yuck Yucks big then?
It was Yuck Yucks. It's been around since the 70s.
Yeah, Yuck Yucks.
When I started, Harland Williams had just left and come to the States, and he was already on his way to being a big star already. And Norm Macdonald was already gone. Jim Carrey was already gone. Everybody was already on their way, and I started. The funny thing for me was when I started in '89, it was like right as the boom had ended.
Oh, right.
So I got to deal, and I was 19. I was a young kid. Nobody in my family's in show business. I knew nothing about show business. And to me, as far as I was concerned, I'm not in show business. I'm doing stand-up.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, stand-up's not show business.
But stand-up just started to get on TV, too. Like, all these little crazy little shows.
Yeah,
were
well, there was
starting
all
to
the A&Es,
Yeah.
Evening at the Improv, and
Friday night comedy.
Yeah, Comedy on the Road with John Biner. And then there was all these Canadian versions of it, Comedy at Club 54. And,
Oh, wow.
And all these little, rinky-dink shows, but it was all important to the process.
Now, were you a person, do you feel like you were one of the few people of color?
I was.
Of those
yeah.
people?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I was the
Especially
first,
from out of Canada?
I was the first Indian guy.
Yeah.
There was guys that tried it before me, but never stuck with it. They just did an amateur night and called it an afternoon after that. But
That was it?
I did it, and I was like, that's all I'm going to do, I think.
Were your parents disappointed? Did they want you to be a doctor or a lawyer?
No,
or
it wasn't in the cards for me.
What?
I was a horrible
They
student.
knew you were dumb from jump.
My parents knew. They were like
you school dumb.
yeah, they were I grew up with black kids. They were like, you're not going to do much. They're like, you wouldn't look at your friends. And they were just like, he's not the scholastic type. My parents would literally beg for me to get 50% on a report card.
Damn.
They'd be like, get 50, it's a pass. And I'm like, all right.
Were you close with your parents?
Yeah.
So
as much as you can.
I'm saying, were they supportive? Like, when did you tell them, hey, I want to be a comic, and then you went out?
Yeah, they had no clue what it was.
Oh, they didn't know.
I was like, I'm going to be a comic. They're like, okay, that's fine.
Did they come to shows when you were?
My dad drove me to a show once, and I think I'd only been doing stand-up maybe a year at the time. We're driving home because I didn't have a car or a license, I think, at 20 even. And my dad was like, son, you need to expand your repertoire. And I was like, whoa. Well, you hear the other guys, they were talking about different things. You keep talking about this and that. That's going to get one-trick pony. One
That's hilarious that you're like, immediately he's giving you advice about how to be a
You
comic.
should read Reader's Digest. They've got some good anecdotes in there. And I'm like, what?
So how long before, at 19, how long before it became something that it was like, oh, I'm actually really going to do this?
I gave myself an 8-year window.
8 years, wow.
I said, I'll give this 8 years, and if in 8 years I haven't done anything, then I'll jump out of it. I think that was a realistic goal, because I was like, and by done anything, I mean, like even...
Like making a living.
Even a shit living.
Yeah.
And, by the 6th year, I had my first special.
Oh, wow.
And
then what happened before that, though? Like,
it's on the road working.
Yeah. You were on the road. Like, people always tell stories
dog.
like, oh, yeah, Russell used to sleep on my couch.
Yeah, I used to sleep on Chris Spencer's couch.
Yeah.
I used to sleep on Patrice O'Neal's couch.
Yeah.
And Keith Robinson's couch. Yeah, I was a couch surfer.
Yeah, so
I had no money. I was broke. The fuck was I gonna do? Come to LA and just get a hotel? I don't got it like that.
Yeah. So you
go to New York and get a hotel? I didn't have it like that. And I drove to New York from Toronto. It wasn't like I flew in and was like, let me sleep on your couch. I was like, hey,
you had to
and is there a
cross the
parking
border,
space?
do all that shit. Then you had to pay for parking. That was been a nightmare. When did it click? When was it like? When did you know something special was happening?
I still didn't ever really know something special was happening.
Really?
Yeah. To me, I'm still in my head. I'm like still waiting.
But you went to okay, that's a whole other discussion,
right?
But you did some YouTube videos, right? Or you put your stand up on YouTube.
I didn't put it on there.
Okay, someone put your stand up on YouTube.
Here's what happened.
Yeah, let's get the timeline.
So I shot a special in August of 2003. Mm-hmm. That was my third special.
Really? Your third special?
Yeah.
You had 3 specials before.
95, 97, and 2003.
What was the 95 one?
That was the first one. It was like 22 minutes. And
it was a half hour. Was
and
it in Canada?
only.
Okay.
And it was sketches too. So it was maybe, 14 minutes of stand-up.
Oh, wow.
And then the rest was sketches. And it was great, and it got nominated for a Canadian Emmy, which was
Oh,
Gemini
wow.
Award back then.
All right.
And I thought that moment, I was like, ooh, something. I'm onto something here.
Yeah.
Because the CBC got flooded with fan mail at that time. And then they got complaints. And they're like, this is how you know you're doing something.
Yeah.
People like you and people hate you.
Yeah, you were right. You were right in the middle.
Yeah. And they were like, congratulations, we got a complaint letter. I go. And I was thinking, oh my God, is this my end of my career? They're like, no, this is great.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Because again, I had nobody guiding me. There's nobody in my family. I didn't have any like friends, and nobody was successful. All the people in Canada weren't successful. They were all just angry comics. I was surrounded by all these bitter dudes.
Did your parents get involved at that point? Like,
No.
They weren't even excited. So
No.
you're nominated for an Emmy.
Yeah, Canadian Emmy. It's a Gemini.
Canadian Emmy. I love how you just like it's like it means nothing.
It kind of doesn't. But and I took my mom to the Gemini Awards as my date.
Oh, that's great.
And
Well, that's huge though.
yeah, but again, at the time, I knew I didn't belong. I still, the whole thing with comedy is you're an outsider.
Yeah. You're an
that's how
outlier.
you know-
Insecure from jump.
Yeah, and
You
even
never deserve anything.
Yeah, and even though I'm there and I'm nominated, I'm still treated like an outsider. Nobody
Right.
knows who I am. Nobody knows why I'm there. And I'm like, so I was
Probably
just-
at that time too, one of the few guys of color, even in the building. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And still to this day, I feel out of place.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious when I go to Hollywood parties and people ignore me. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. See, that's
the
what
funny
I find
part-
it interesting about you. I find it so interesting. This is because you've been on the Forbes top 10 list of highest paid comedians
About 5-6
for like
times
five or six times in the last 10 years, and then you can walk into a room and people act like they go, oh we can't do anything with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you got to stop taking it personal, though,
But
At
you
first, it breaks your fucking heart.
But
It
when
hurts you.
all right, but go back. You do that special. You do another special.
I do another special 2 years later, which I was not ready for.
Okay. This was an hour because it's an hour.
Yeah, because now it's an hour, and it was right after I'd done that. So they were just trying to bank off the popularity of the first one, and I wasn't ready. And it's in '97. I'd only been doing stand-up 8 years. I didn't have the chops to write that quickly, or I didn't really know who I was on stage. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze.
And bless you.
Thank you very much.
Since my baby left me.
So, I didn't have the chops. I wasn't really deserving of that second shot.
But did you feel that way then, or were you like a little arrogant at that point?
No, I kind of felt that way at the same time. But they offered me $10,000.
Oh wow, that was like a
That's a
fortune
shit
at that
ton
time. Yeah,
of
that's
money
a
at
shit
that
ton of
time.
money at that time. Yeah. Now was it still Canada? Mm-hmm. You still
So
in
I got
Canada?
this great deal. I had the stand-up special for $10,000, and then I got some sort of holding deal from somebody for like $8,500 or something. And at the time, I'm like, I just got $18,500.
Yeah.
What did I do? That's
Yeah.
what I did.
Yeah,
I bought a fucking Lexus.
Of
That's
course
what
you
I
did. Of course you did.
I traded in my Isuzu Rodeo, and I got a Lexus. It was a used ES 300, black, with tan leather interior, and it had the gold package, so all the letters and numbers were gold.
Oh my god.
It was 97. What do you want from me?
Well, you were a pimp back then.
I was balling, son.
So you spent all your money on a Lexus.
Yeah, and then I got to a point where I couldn't afford the payments.
That's what I'm just saying. Like, what did you do? What did you put down? How much did you put down? 'Cause you had
remember-
no credit. You probably had to put down $10,000.
I put the whole
you
money
put
down.
all the
I
money
put the
down.
whole thing
How
down.
much was the car?
I don't remember, but I know it was more than what I should have been doing. And I remember about a year later, it was 98, and it might have been that same year. And Chappelle was in Toronto shooting Half Baked.
Right. Oh wow.
And I'm hanging out with him, and I'm like, I feel like a dick now when I think about it. I go, Dave, I'm having trouble paying for this car. I'm kind of hinting, hoping he'd go, here, man, let me break down what you need, right? And I go, man, this car is killing me. He goes, I'm short on my payment this month. Just hinting, right? And he goes, maybe you shouldn't have bought a fucking Lexus. And I was like,
and that's your first lesson right there.
and I was like, hey, you're right. Now I really got to hustle and pay for this car. Because that motivated me to go, I will not lose this car.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. I will not quit. I will
So the
not give
second
up.
special, you make 18 grand. You lose it all on
Well, no, I
Alexis.
got 10 for the special, 18 for 8.5 for something else.
But it was all combined.
all at the same time.
At the same
That's
time, yeah. So did you ever follow through with the holding deal? Like,
no, I don't ever happen to that. But free money.
somebody can still hit you up and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, man, we have
By
a
the
holding deal
way.
with you back in '89."
In 97.
Not in
97,
97, a holding deal.
Yeah.
So then you did that special, and how was that received?
It was okay.
Tepid.
I mean, I don't like it.
Oh.
It's shit. If you watch it, you see it.
It
It's
doesn't
shit.
stand up.
No. Even I watch and go, oh, it's horrible.
And then
What
you-
I'm wearing is terrible. What I did was terrible. It was trash, and it deserves to be mocked if you do see it. If you do see it and like it, I'm
gonna look for
you're
it.
gonna love me now. So then I go from 97 to 2003, no special, 6 years, and at that time I'm
That when
growing.
you're ready. Yeah.
I'm really working on my act, working on me. I'm working on everything. And I get this act together. And now the same people who did the 97 special hit me up in 2003. Hey, you want to do another special? I'm like, yes, please. And they go, $7,500. And I'm like, wait,
Wait, you gave me 10.
6 years ago,
Yeah,
you gave me
yeah.
10. What is this, deflation? What the fuck is
Yeah.
going on? But I did it anyway
Uh-huh.
because I was broke. When I say I was broke, Eric,
How broke were you?
I got that check for $7,500 and I
Right.
just signed the back and gave it away because it was
Oh shit!
to
It
get
was
me out of
bills.
debt.
Oh man!
And I was still in debt, but less. I was $7,500 less in debt.
Right.
But that's the special that blew me up.
Oh, okay. But all right. So you did that special. Did it blow you up from the plays on TV?
So no, here's what happened. It aired on February 13th, 2004,
Right.
and it got a nice response. It was received well, and then
In Canada.
yeah, and then March 15th, 2004, my dad passed away, and then I was like, shit. Well, at least he got to see the special. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
And then after that, I guess somebody had recorded it and then chopped it up because I, did my jokes about different nationalities.
yes.
And they chopped it up group by group: Italian, Chinese, Indian, Jamaican. They all chopped it all up, and then it started getting sent around in file sharing groups, which I didn't know anything about that world.
And then for you at home, file sharing groups means he was going viral
I was going viral before
Yeah.
we knew what viral was,
before we even knew what it was.
and
that's on YouTube.
not YouTube. YouTube didn't exist yet.
No, what was it?
It was just like groups, like
I see what you're
like
saying.
in-
Yeah,
like
yeah,
chat
yeah.
rooms and shit.
Yeah,
Yo,
wow.
check this out,
Right.
and it would probably take you 2 days to download.
Yeah,
it or
remember,
something, you know what I
remember
mean?
like Audio Galaxy
Yeah,
and those things?
Share Bear.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
or Bear Share. And
God, it used to be like
LimeWire. and all that.
I used to be like it would take like days to download like 6 songs.
Yeah.
And you were thinking to yourself, "Oh my God, I'm beating the system."
Yeah.
Now you can download like Prince's whole album, his whole
Yeah,
shit
on your phone in
on
less
your
than a
phone
minute.
in less than a, it's like, oh fuck. So that gets sent around.
That gets under. So here's how I knew something was going on, because that same night that it aired, I was in DePaul University in Chicago, and they had paid me $700 to do a show there, and only 11 or 12 people came out that night. And I felt horrible because $700 was a lot of money.
Yeah, it is a lot of money
And I was
at
like,
the time.
shit, that's a lot of money.
But they don't care. Those colleges don't care.
No, but I didn't know that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm a failure.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and I feel bad. Should I give them their money back? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like nobody showed up. But
Did you give the best show of your
I
life
gave
that
the best
night?
show of my
Yeah,
life. I
yeah,
did an hour and a half. I killed
Yeah.
it. And this is how I know something was happening. I went back to Chicago in November of that same year and sold out some theater dates. And I walked away with like 30 or 40 grand. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened in this time?
Wow.
And I couldn't quite figure it out. But when people were meeting me, like, yo, can you sign? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, we got this burned disc of you, this DVD. Like people were like passing around burnt
Oh my
DVDs of the
God.
special.
They were ending you.
yeah. And I was like, huh? And then in June of 2005 is when YouTube started, and then it just went through the fucking roof.
Yeah, that's okay. So that particular time was when you knew.
But I don't know who uploaded it.
Oh, you still don't
I
know.
still
who,
to this day do
because
not
that
know who
person
did it.
deserves a check.
That person, yeah, they a Happy Meal or
I'm
something.
surprised somebody hasn't hit you up and been like,
Yeah, but anybody could say
you know,
they
I
did
was
it.
the one.
Yeah, anybody could say they did it. You're like,
What if they had proof? What if somebody came
If they
with
proved it.
solid proof? What would you do?
if they prove, I would buy them something very special.
Yeah. You're a generous guy anyway.
Yeah.
though.
I'm not a dick.
Well,
I'm a dick, but I'm not selfish.
right. There's a distinction there. So then you blow up. I mean, and like really blow up though. Like this. I mean, taken viral to another level. I mean, do you think
I was the HIV of comedy at that time?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you were patient zero.
I was the Rock Hudson.
And then
horrible.
but then it was like, but it was worldwide.
Worldwide.
It was worldwide, and then like the next thing you know, you're like, you're actually like, almost like you're in the underground.
Yeah, I'm. It's
you're on
funny.
the outskirts of Hollywood and making like so much money.
Yeah, I moved to Hollywood in 2006, January of 2006, and I had a big ass house in the hills, and well, to me it was a big ass house because I was living in a townhouse.
Right.
A 1,500 square foot townhouse that my brother and I lived in.
Right. So
and
anything with an
my
extra
head,
bedroom, you're
I'm like, I got 3,000 square feet. Oh my God, I'm balling. And I bought this house in the hills, and from the backyard and from the going up the stairs, you could see the Hollywood sign in the distance, and I was like, oh my God, this is insane. I would literally I would wake up, I would have dreams when I first moved out here because I didn't know anybody. I would have dreams that I woke up and I was back in my bedroom in Toronto, and I was like, and it seemed so real.
Oh wow!
And then I was like,
you wake up,
oh my God, it was a good dream. And then I remember I went home once or twice in that time,
right?
And I woke up in my bedroom in Toronto, and I realized, and I thought that the LA thing was a dream, and I was like, oh fuck, because it was all the same shit I had left. It was exactly the way I left it. So I was like, was it a dream? Was it? No. Oh no, fuck me, this is real life.
So so now you're in your house, your big house.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
I get it, and things are happening. You're people know who you are. You're traveling around.
Yep.
But now is this the moment though that you felt to yourself, because that wasn't your dream. Your dream was still at this point. Your dream was to be in Hollywood, right?
Well, my dream was always just to make a living in stand up. Like this is a completely different level of living that I couldn't have imagined. Like it's not like.
From stand-up.
Yeah, and like solely from stand-up. There's nothing else giving me money. You know what I mean? So if I don't tour, I don't live.
Well, you live it.
I'm living okay.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
Things aren't bad.
Yeah, I remember one time I said to you, oh, is this what money feels like? And you said you should feel what my black card feels like.
It's metal.
No, but
I looked at the camera for that.
So how do you but then I always felt like, did you feel a certain way about like not being accepted by Hollywood?
Yeah, at the time I felt guilty at first. Initially, I started feeling guilty.
No, you're talking about. Now explain this. You're talking about
when I first started
because
making
of your
money
peers.
and all this attention. I felt guilty because I was like, but wait, there's better comics than me. There's so many better comics than me that deserve this position more than I do. And we would go into meetings back then, and all I would talk about is the other comics that needed this more than me, and they were like, we don't care about them. We want to know about you. And I'm like, but I think I really may have talked to myself out of the game at that time because we'd leave these meetings. My agent, my brother, who's my manager, would always be like, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to be talking about you. I can't talk about me. It's not in me to talk about me like that.
Right.
So it became a thing where they're like, you're gonna have to stop talking about other comics. Who's better than you? We don't care who the fuck's better.
Yeah,
than
that's like in a relationship. That's a good Seinfeld episode where you keep that woman there, and the girl, George is telling the girl like, you're too good for me. Why are you with me? Then eventually you just start to go, yeah, maybe I am too good for you.
Yeah,
I think that's what happened with Hollywood. They were like, you don't deserve it.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. You know how finicky this business is.
So finicky.
So yeah, that happened, and then in 2007 is when I decided. I was gonna try and do an arena. I said, all right, let's do the Air Canada Centre in Toronto. My brother's like, are you sure? Because we could do the Sony Centre, which is like 3,500 seats or something. You could do that, and maybe you could do 2 nights. And I'm like, I want to try something different. I was like, I really want to make a statement. I want to see.
Did you rent it out yourself?
Yeah, we did it ourselves.
Yeah. And
I was like, I just want to do it. I want to see what happens. Then we got a promoter involved, a guy that we knew. Who was actually we still work with him. He's a great guy, Harold Levin, great guy. Mm-hmm. And I said, let's just try it. And my brother goes, well, if it doesn't sell, we could scale it to 8,500, and it won't look as unsold out.
Because how many seats?
16,000.
16,000.
Angelo Sarukas was with me when we put it on sale. We were in the Middle East somewhere, and we get a call. Like. Maybe about 2 hours after it went on sale, saying, it's sold out. I'm like, what? They're like, it's sold out. I go, how many? 16,000 seats. I go, they want to add a second show, huh? So we added a second show. It sold out right away too. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then they go, we want to do it in other cities. So we did Vancouver at GM Place, I think it was called back then, and that was 18,000 seats, and that sold out 2 nights too. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you still didn't know.
I still didn't get it. It still didn't register to me.
You say that,
right?
But there was part of you that knew.
No, the part of me that knew, but there was still that part of me that was like, this is something's wrong here. There has to be.
You were testing your limits, right?
This has to be a false reading or something. Like somebody's fucking with me right now,
right?
And then the first night when I walked out on stage in Toronto, the lights go black in the venue, and they started screaming, and I started getting teary-eyed.
Oh,
my chin started quivering. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have a breakdown. I'm not gonna make it through this. And I walked out, and they gave me a standing ovation. They were just screaming, and I'm like, I'm doing this shit. I'm like, and I'm like, oh fuck, okay, get it together. I'm like, all right, get it together, buddy. So I had to get it together. I had no choice.
You got it together, huh?
Yeah.
And then the rest is history after that, huh?
Because
that was the moment that it went from okay, I think something's going on, to oh shit, something is for sure going on, and fuck everybody else, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, and then I thought, okay, that's one time. The fucking sensation's gonna go away. People are gonna get bored of me, and it's gonna be all over. But at least I got to experience it.
Right.
Then in 2009, we did the same arena thing. 2 nights, sold out everywhere again. I'm like, huh? And then in 2012, we did it again. And then in 2014, we did it again. And then 2016, we did it again. And then just now, I did it again. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
it's just something.
But it's not 2 nights anymore. Now I'm down to 1 night, guys.
Oh, you failure!
I'm a fucking loser.
Well, that's great though, man. I mean, it's like, how does it feel to know, that to be so loved?
Well, you know what it is? It's just, I think my fans are very fucking loyal, and I will never not give them a reason to not be loyal, because they're consistently coming out for me, and I have to consistently give them a new and good product.
Right.
So if I was fucking this up and shit in the bed on these tours, they wouldn't be coming out anymore.
Right.
But that's not the case.
But you also put on a good show, and you also bring good people with you.
Yeah, I want great comics on before me. I want guys or girls that are going to bury me. I want you to bury me before I go on. I want them to go, wow, I hope Russell's this good, because this guy's incredible.
Yeah.
And like on this tour, I had Jason Collins opening for me, and he fucking murdered before I went on. You know Jason.
Yeah,
he's
I know
hilarious.
Jason. Yeah.
And I was like, shit. And I had Jake Johansson on the tour with me earlier last year too.
Oh, wow.
And Jake's a legend. He's a guy I used to record watching him on TV. And again, I want people that were going to really bring it.
Not once have you had me on your tour, by the way.
You're too big.
Oh my God! Yeah, my size has nothing to do with.
You got movies, TV.
Oh my God! This guy, you're great at.
You can do a date if you want. You want to do a date?
You say this all the time. You know that.
But I'll do it.
No, you don't. You say this all the time, and then later you go, I double booked this.
I do that sometimes. I tend to do that actually. I still owe Ian Edwards' date.
Yeah, God.
And Ian's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I want the famous watch. I know you give people.
Everybody gets a watch.
I hear about all this. It's I don't have a watch on. It's like the golden watch.
No, they don't get a gold watch
or whatever
it's
it
not
is.
It's not that highfalutin.
No, but you had Joe Coy. You had Joe Coy back in the day.
Joe Coy back in the day.
Yeah.
We did some good ones. We did a tour once. It was me, Gabriel Iglesias, Lisa Lampanelli, and Steve Byrne, and I hosted it.
Jesus Christ!
They were like, "What do you want? You want a headline?" I go, "No, I want to host it." So I hosted. Then Steve.
That's
Byrne
so Canadian of you.
Then Lampy, and then Gabe.
Jesus,
that was fun.
Yeah, that sounds sounds very entertaining.
Hulu followed that one around. This was about 10 or 11 years ago.
Oh, before they even blew up. They were on the ground floor.
Yeah. And Morgan Spurlock did that.
Now, when you at what point, you're doing the theaters, now you're big shit. You're feeling it. You're feeling yourself.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not.
You're still not feeling yourself. You've done
here's the thing.
You've done a theater tour in more than one city.
Arena.
Sorry,
that's not called
motherfucker. You're doing arena tours. You're selling out 2 nights. At some point, you had to be like, I need to get to Hollywood now. I need a show. I need a movie.
In my head, I was like, like, can't you see these numbers, Hollywood? Doesn't this mean anything to you?
Yeah.
But they didn't care. I don't. For whatever reason, it didn't click for them. I think the thing that they saw was that I was successful, and then they were like, "Ooh, we need to bank on that success," which was great. But then after a while, they didn't. If they don't get it, they're not gonna get it.
See what they were trying to do with you.
They were trying to be formulaic with me, and I'm not formulaic at all.
What they were to me, what they were trying to do with you is what they're trying to do with these YouTube kids now. Like these YouTube kids don't need Hollywood.
Right.
They have everything they need. They don't realize it. But they still think they need, I want to be in movies. I want to be in this. And it's like, no, you have 20 million followers and you're making millions of dollars outside of Hollywood. And Hollywood sees that and they're like, we got to get some of that. And I think they were trying to do that with you. We got to get some of that. But how?
Yeah, they didn't know. They just. It's funny because they would say, "Oh, I love your stuff," and you're like, "Really? What stuff? What stuff line do you love?" Oh, and when you do the accents,
Yeah. What, we could put that in a show?
Or now they would still say, "Well, you do the accents." Like, I don't really do the accents anymore. I don't know what you're really talking about anymore.
Yeah.
But fuck it,
But you just did a great. You had the show in on the Canadian network, right?
Which one?
The
Indian Detective.
Indian Detective.
It was on Netflix too.
It was on. Oh, that's right. It was on Netflix.
Yeah.
But did it start on?
It was initially through a Canadian production, and then Netflix bought it. And
okay. I thought it was.
And
on
Netflix
Canadian
said
TV.
we want a second season. If we buy it, we want a second season. I was like, that's great. And then came down to second season. I was like, nah, we don't want it. I'm like, what?
Oh, they're those bastards.
I was like, and then Canada was like, it was the #1 show 4 weeks in a row. It got high. It was like in the millions of viewers, which in Canada is a lot of people because Canada only has 30 million people.
Right.
And California has 30 million people. So to have millions of viewers at that point every week was an incredible deal. And then when it got nominated for awards and won awards, and then Canada was like, no, I can't afford to do it anymore. I'm like, what? So I'm like, that doesn't
You can't win, even though you're winning.
You can't fucking win. It's like, okay.
So then it just went away?
Yeah. It just goes away. I'm like, whatever. But I mean, we're going to do something with it. We're going to turn it into a film.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, but that's all going to be done independently again. I'm like, whatever.
Well, I mean,
I kind of look at it, this is my process. This is my way through the game. My way through the game isn't going to be led by anybody else. I'm not going to have people going, hey, we want to do this with you. People go, hey, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's how you did it anyway with the arenas. You did it like that anyway. You said,
I think
arenas.
They need somebody more malleable. Somebody they can create. Because if they create you, they can take you down.
Right.
But if they don't create you, how are they going to tear you down? They're not giving you anything to tear down from you.
Or take credit for it.
Yeah, like I can't get on any late night shows.
Why not?
I don't know, but I don't care anymore because I'm like,
yeah, how can you care? But
part of you cares, part of you doesn't. You're like,
but how is that for you? How is that for you to be in like a Malibu mansion? You got 5-6 cars in the garage. You got a lot of money. You're on the Forbes list, but there still a part of you that's like, damn it, I can't get on a late night show?
Yeah, I think that bothered me for a while. But it doesn't bother me anymore.
Right, you seem to be at an age where it's like,
I'm 49 years old now.
Yeah,
I'm like, I got to worry about them.
Yeah.
No, I got 2 kids. I got shit to worry about. I can't be worried about my ego anymore. My ego has to take a back seat for.
When did that start?
It's a new me. It's
like a year old.
It is about a year old. I would say it is about a year old actually.
So you're the landing gear's out into 50, and you're just gonna be like, you know what? I think I need to stop being a dick.
Yeah, it was for me it was like it's eating me up, and I'm like, why am I letting this eat me up?
No, but by the way, I completely understand. It's almost a crazy thought to be like, I'm in the top 5 of Forbes, and you telling me that I can't. This is literally people. People put you on that list. These are fans that watch TV. So look at me.
I never got to do Letterman.
Yeah. Oh.
And that's the one that really broke my heart because I really wanted to do Letterman back in the day, but I never got to do Letterman. But whatever.
Well, maybe you'll end up.
I did
on
Leno once. I did Kimmel twice. And Kimmel's always nice to me, and Leno's always nice to me. But Leno's not on the air anymore. but Kimmel's always nice to me, and I don't ask. I don't want to ask anymore. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy that they look at and want to avoid because you're going to ask them for something. So you learn to just take it as if they want you, they'll come get you. If they, otherwise, be happy with where you are. Be happy with what you got. And Conan's people tell me I don't fit what they're trying to do. When they asked if I could come on and do stand up, I go, I don't know. Yeah, what does that mean? Do you not want? Like, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to.
Yeah.
But whatever, I can't. Again, when I'm worried about this, just deal with it. Good things are still happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, you're a fucking fool if you sit there and focus on what you don't have instead of what you do have.
Yeah, but it's a weird thing. It's such a weird. To get into the entertainment business, it is all about trying to achieve something, and then we lose sight of the things that we've already achieved, trying to achieve this thing that might be unachievable, but also who gives a fuck, right?
It's a poor way of looking at life. So
yes,
and how do you feel bad for a guy like me? You can. It's fucking impossible to feel bad for me.
Yes, I never.
No. I mean, like I stop. I literally have the ability to step outside of my skin, look at me, and go, "Fuck you."
Yeah,
you fucking ungrateful dick.
Yeah, like if you're in the parking lot of the Comedy Store talking about, man, Comedy Central won't even take a meeting, and then people are like, man, you just drove up in a $250,000 car.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, that's what I started doing. I started looking at everything and going, did you ever imagine any of this would happen? No. Then what the fuck are you mad at, you fucking ungrateful beast?
That's good for you. It
is a revelation, like a self-realization where you gotta. You just got to.
It's hard to change at a certain age.
It is.
You get to 45, and it's hard to be like, "This is who I am. I'm never going to change."
Yeah, you gotta make these steps if you want to be happier in life.
So when you started to really money is like not an issue anymore. Do you have a big family? Was it a thing where people were
no, just my mom, my brother, myself.
Oh, so it's easy to keep it tight.
Yeah.
No extended family, nobody hitting you up.
I mean, yeah,
is that a hard thing to deal with?
People are hitting me up fucking.
Everybody got $10,000 problems.
Literally, fuck. I wish it was only $10,000 problems. I literally get hit up 3 times a day by people that aren't even that fucking close to me. I'm like, yo, man, hey, because I'm an empath. I'm an empath. So, if I see another human and they're not doing well, I need to know how I can help you. But at the same
after a while,
but at the same time, I'm not a fucking idiot.
Boundaries.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, like if I can see that you need help, but you're not asking, I'll help you. But if you're blatantly just thinking I'm going to be the guy,
So if I come to you about my Lexus payment,
right? I'm like,
now you're that guy.
Yeah, basically, and I'm like, and everyone asks for outlandish amounts of money. Yo, it's $20,000, man. I just need $20,000. I go, oh, is that all you need? $20,000. That's it. That's all, huh?
Wow, I have a lot of people, and I'm not rolling like that at
all.
No,
but you but again,
but I mean, but people have this perception. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they always come to me with these like business ideas and like,
I got this idea.
Yeah, I got this thing. Man, let me holler at you about this thing. And I'm thinking to myself like, what do you? I was on basic cable, man. Like, what do you think's happening right now?
Showtime too.
I went from basic to premium.
You've gone to streaming.
Yeah, I gotta go to streaming. I gotta get on network. But yeah, it's amazing how many people have these like weird money problems, and you just go, "Hey, man, I used to sleep on a couch.
I used to sleep on couches. I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like. Here's the thing. I'm 49 years old. I was broke for the first 35 years of my life. I know broke much better than I know money.
Wow.
But I like money.
Yeah.
But it's also never been my driving force in anything. And that's why when I get these kids coming with me, go, I'm doing stand-up 4 years. Can you watch my set and give me some tips on how to accelerate? I go, accelerate? Motherfucker, you've been doing it 4 years.
Yeah.
What do you, so I could blow up? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Don't do this if that's your goal.
It's like when people come to me and they go like, hey, man, how do you get in at the Comedy Store? And when they say that, I just get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
Like it's like asking somebody like, hey, man, I want to be a neurosurgeon.
Yeah. Can you get me in at
the hospital? Can you get me in at
yeah.
It's like, no, this is a process.
Yeah.
And if you don't know that, I don't want to deal with you.
Or when people ask me, hey, man, how come we don't do movies? I know what? I forget to roll up on the movie sets and tell them I'm here. Fuck on. What do you mean why I don't do movies?
Beep, beep. You just want to honk. Yeah. You just honk the horn.
Hey, I'm here. Where's my role?
But you've done some movies.
I've done movies. I mean, it's whatever it is. I'm just honestly, Eric. I'm in a different place where I'm really just. I really like the way things are.
Yeah.
Like all I ever wanted was the respect from my peers, which I feel is growing.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's funny that you say that. Even now, you don't feel you deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, but I would appreciate just to know that they go, hey, I may not be my kind of comedy that I like, but I can appreciate what you do, and I see that you work hard at it. That's all I need to know is that you pay attention.
Yeah.
Or if you think I'm funny, even. that makes me feel even better.
Yeah, but it's like I always say like, if somebody's not my cup of tea, but I can still sit back and be like, well, somebody's drinking this tea.
Yeah.
You know,
I not for me, but I get why other people. like it.
I can appreciate that. I mean, it's hard to. I still enjoy comedy.
Yeah, so do I.
You know, which is like a weird thing when you're a comedian. You know what I mean? Because it's like
I can't watch somebody special. I find it weird because now you're so entrenched in the game that you know the guy already or the girl, and you've seen them working out this material, so you're like, that's cool. You just want to see that. You just want to know they made it to where it's gotten to.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean,
you're like, oh, it's good. I'll help you promote it because I'm happy for you, but I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, some of my good friends is like, I remember watching one of Chris D'Elia's specials. I just turned it on to see, and I was like, oh, I'm in the OR right now. You know, it was like the same kind of thing, and I was like, oh, good for him that he's capturing that same. And I was like, well, I don't need to see this anymore. I've seen. I know these jokes.
Yeah,
I get it. Good for you. Moving on to the next thing.
Sebastian's fucking huge.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, right?
And I
you're fighting for him for the Forbes list.
Nah, fuck that. I want him to be on there. I want him to win. I love watching people win. That's the part people don't get about me. Is I want the more people that win, the less pressure is on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when Sebastian's winning right now, I fucking love it. I text him all the time, like, congratulations. Really,
he's doing great, man.
I saw him last night at the in the OR.
Yeah,
but he was on stage, so I left.
But that's the great thing about like what's going on at the Comedy Store right now is that
it's insane. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, like it's like this like renaissance like we were talking about earlier. It's like here we are at this time that it feels like it may not be as great of a rise as it was in the early '80s, mid '80s, but there's
like late '70s to mid '80s. We're living in that right now.
Yeah, it's something's happening.
Fucking incredible.
And if you have to get the chance, guys, you got to get out to the Comedy Store and watch what's happening right there.
Yeah.
And then also with the rise of podcasting, you know, like even some of these people that we see on the walls right now, you know, R.I.P. Brody, and you know, like Bert and Bill, you know, Bobby's podcast. He's blowed up, you know, Ari.
Sammy.
Felipe, yeah. I mean, it's amazing what's happening, and it's all
the doll pop. Who's the doll?
I don't know who
the
those
doll
guys
pop.
are.
The dollop.
But they got a huge podcast because they're on the wall here at All Things Comedy. I'm not even on the wall.
Yeah,
it's outrageous.
Wait, you're right there.
Well, I mean,
you're on the TV.
They changed that. You know what I mean?
Don't talk about that.
So I know you like to fight. I know you're a fighter.
I don't like to fight. I just know how to fight.
Yeah. You know, one night we both had fights.
I heard about that
at the same night.
That was about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, somebody tried to punch you at the Laugh Factory.
No,
and I got attacked on stage at the Comedy Store.
I was at the
same night.
Yeah, I was at the Laugh
Factory. Yeah,
and two guys were talking shit to me while I was on stage, which is fine. But you know, it's the difference between fuck you and fuck you.
Yeah.
And they fucking glare at you, and there's two of them, and one's a big guy, shaved head, big fucking muscle guy, and I'm like,
what did you do?
And I'm like, huh. And I used to box, and I trained jiu-jitsu, so I'm like, really? And I'm like, if I wasn't angry and I saw that big dude, I'm not fucking with him, but angry Russell, I don't give a fuck. And so I get mad, I walk off stage. The club comes up like, sorry about those two guys. They were being disruptive all night. They were drunk, causing problems. We kicked them out. And I'd be like, all right. But I'm, so heated.
Yeah.
So I wait about 15, 20 minutes for them to leave. And I'm like, I got to get out of here. So I go to leave. And when you leave in the Laugh Factory, you go down that aisle, and the big dude's standing at the end of the aisle, leaning against the wall. As soon as I saw him, one pop right in his body. And as soon as he dipped down, I put him in a cross-collar choke. Whoop, whoop. And I put him in my palm. I'll fucking choke the shit out of you. And he goes, it was the other guy. And I was like, oh, you're a pussy. Get out of here.
Is that when you knew you made a mistake?
No, that's when I was like, no, that's when I knew they made a mistake. And then I walked outside, and the guy that was doing all the talking was sitting in the security guy's chair as you walk out the club. So I didn't see him. I walk out, and I'm standing there because I'm going to go get my car. And taps me on the shoulder. He's like, no hard feelings, huh? And I was like, you motherfucker. I went,
God.
Whack. And I cracked him, but I didn't like the way I hit him because I used to box.
Right.
And that day I was sparring earlier in the day. So when I was sparring, we were working off a hook off the right hand. So I was like, whap, whap. So
you had to hit him again?
Yeah, so I didn't like the
You're a monster.
The punch didn't hit like this. The punch hit off the corner, which bothered me because I'm like, oh, you should have been asleep with that first punch, right? Like you should have been asleep if I hit you with that punch. So then I did that. I didn't like it, and I just turned and hooked. Wow. I hit him right with a left hook, and then his teeth went through my knuckle.
Oh man!
And it cost me money later on in life. But
Was it worth it?
yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but see, like I say, you train, right? You're doing the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
What are you doing now? Are you still
Just
doing
jiu-jitsu.
Just jiu-jitsu?
Just
It's not
jiu-jitsu.
kind of dangerous. Like
No, it's
I'm
not.
saying like I'm talking about like you could get injured though.
No, you can, but that depends on where you're training and who you're training with. I mean,
Oh.
they know you're not like like you're not doing this because you got a UFC
Yeah.
fight coming up.
Oh, okay.
They know you're doing this because you love the art of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I want
Like
to try
I want
this.
to learn it and master it. It's a wonderful thing. And
I started boxing. I've been
Yeah.
boxing, and it's such a
yeah, I mean, I boxed
Such
for
a
9
rush.
years, and I went and boxed in December at the Goosens gym. I trained with Ricky Funes one day, and I hadn't boxed in about 3 years. And I remember leaving going, fuck me, my hands hurt, dog.
yeah.
Like I was like,
When I
ow.
first started doing it, I was like
my knuckles, my hands, my forearms, my elbows. I was like, I can't do this no more. Boxing's not for me no more.
So
I love the sport, but I can't do it anymore.
So you're saying that boxing is more taxing on the body, say, than jiu-jitsu?
Absolutely.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you could be a jiu-jitsu master, and there's a man in my gym named Yoshi. He's 73 years old, older Japanese guy. He's a black belt. He trains every fucking day, and he will tie you in a pretzel like that.
Yeah, I think that's the next thing I want to try.
You would love it.
Yeah, I want to try it. 'Cause
I dropped 22 pounds doing jiu-jitsu.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But you were doing it every day?
I do it every other day.
Every other day.
Yeah. I would have done it today, but I didn't have time because I had to do so much other shit today.
Right. Yeah, I need to. I'm trying to find the.
I'm trying to get everybody in it. Bert and Tom want to do it, and Steve Byrne wants to try
I
it.
would love to see Bert doing.
They were in a
jiu-jitsu.
group chat. They texted me today. Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura. They were like, "Want to train like next week?" And then Tom's like, "I'm not in town till the week after." And I'm like, "Well, just come through, Bert. I'll take you with me." It's fucking great.
Do you go to like a specific dojo?
I
or
go
is
to
that what you call
Jean-Jacques
it?
Machado in Tarzana,
Oh wow.
and he's one of the best to have ever done jiu-jitsu in this world in this
wow.
lifetime.
Well, that sounds expensive.
It's not cheap. It's definitely not a cheap sport, but it's worth it. I mean, for your you know what it does? I don't know if you have trouble focusing, but I have trouble focusing, and I think most comics have a very significant amount of ADD in them.
Yeah. It's just
And-
because you're constantly thinking.
You're constantly thinking,
Yeah.
and when you're doing jiu-jitsu, you have no choice but to think of the person on top of you.
Oh shit.
You're like, well, if I don't focus on this, I'm going to go to sleep.
Do you smoke weed?
No.
Yeah, because I'm starting to think about doing like CBD.
I smoke the CBD before I go to bed now.
See, I'm trying. Don't you smoke it? Is it you have a vape pen?
A vape pen, yeah.
See, I want to do this.
you know Gino?
No.
You know Gino. He's at the Comedy Store all the time. Does that speed weed guy?
Oh,
Little guy, good dude. He gave me this pen with some CBD oil.
right.
And he's
What's the ratio though? Was it like?
it's 18-1.
Okay.
So it's 18, I guess, CBD and 1 THC level
Right.
or something. And I'm not a weed guy on any day.
Yeah, me neither.
But I don't get high from it at all. And I hit it. He said just hit it twice. You should have a good sleep. But I've been hitting like 4 or 5 times now. I'm like, because I think I'm doing it wrong.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
I
I don't know-
exactly what you're saying.
Like I'm like,
I had some spray.
Yeah.
They said just 2 of these, but like I felt like I hit the
Yeah,
side of
yeah,
my
yeah.
mouth
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
wrong
yeah,
way,
same,
and I was
same.
like, you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
let me
yeah.
give me 3 more of these so
Yeah,
I can do
yeah.
it right, you know.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about like, I feel like I need.
I'll tell you what this CBD shit has done for me though. And it's only been a few weeks that I've been doing this, hitting the pipe every night. I'm hitting the pipe every night, guys. It's not that I sleep better, but you wake up in a great mood every day.
Now, see, that's what I need.
And I think that's really been helping me be more level-headed about life.
No.
And that literally has encouraged me to not be worried about other people's fucking successes.
Right.
Because that's what I would do before. I would fixate on what they're getting instead of on what I have. And I'm
And
like,
that's
well, fuck
crazy.
what they're getting. They should get something.
And it's-
Why can't they get something too?
That's just crazy that it's crazy how that we're that way. That again, you're in a big old house.
Yeah.
And then you're looking and you're just like in a big double king bed going, this motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Why did they pick that
Yeah,
guy?
you can't be like that. It's a
You're
terrible
like,
way
you're
to
like
live.
Jeeves, bring in some caviar.
It's a terrible way to live. Thinking,
Yeah.
I'm going to take this off. It's hot as shit.
I know. Yeah, because we're in the studio. Let me see where we're at. Where are we at?
54 minutes.
Oh, see, look at that. Look at that. We're almost done.
Good flow, son.
Yeah. So the yeah, I want to. Oh God, can you show him so he can he's trying to flex?
Sorry, guys. I was just fixing my shirt.
Oh, Jesus.
Just fix the mic right here.
You really look like an old man right there, though.
No, I got old man strength now. Look.
Yeah, you look
I
like...
never had this shit.
Yeah,
before.
you look like one of those old-timey boxers.
I know. Look at that. Look at that shit. That's just from jiu-jitsu.
Wow.
Because you're pulling and you're framing and you're like, all your weight is here.
So your core, it's all core?
Yeah, it's all, your head's not on
I
the
asked
ground.
Rogan about this on his podcast.
I rolled with Rogan a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he's just a monster.
It's like rolling with a fucking gorilla.
Yeah, man, he's just a monster.
And he's a black belt in gi and no gi. And we're rolling gi. And my teacher was his teacher. So our teacher's there. Like my teacher is the one that taught Eddie Bravo jiu-jitsu.
Oh, wow.
And then he taught Joe jiu-jitsu as well. So Eddie Bravo doesn't exist without Jean-Jacques Machado. And Eddie Bravo's a fucking legend in the game.
Right.
He's not like sort of. He's a very big deal. And rightfully so.
Right.
And Joe was no fucking joke on those mats, dude. And Joe put me in a move called the Twister. I'm a blue belt. I'm not. He's a black belt who's been doing this for over 20 years. I'm a blue belt who's been training for 3. And
What's the next belt after blue?
Brown. Purple, rather.
Oh, shit.
It goes blue, purple.
Are you going to keep going? Do you want to get a black belt?
Absolutely. It goes white, blue, purple, brown, black.
Oh, shit.
And then once you're an elite guy, you get coral. And then after coral, the most elite is red. It's a red and white belt.
Coral belt?
Yeah, it's black and red.
Oh, shit. I would not know.
Our teacher's a coral belt.
Everyone in the world.
And our teacher has one hand.
What?
Yeah, it's got a hand and a thumb.
What happened to?
He was born with like that. And he'll grab you with this, and you're like, hey, man. And you're like, get off me. Because it's this little fucking thing.
The one thumb guy
is
is
like, hey. And you're like, hey, get off me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm scared to try it.
No. You don't get beat up. You don't get beat up till you're an advanced guy.
Oh, that's true.
When you start getting, when they know you know moves, they challenge you then because they're like, we want you to start using these moves. So we want to know that your brain is going, do this right here, do that right here. When you don't know anything, they're not going to do anything. It was like beating up a fucking civilian.
So have you had to use jiu-jitsu in life yet?
Yeah, a couple times.
You've had some.
I've had some incidents.
Oh man.
Oh, last year, funny enough, last year I was in the Philippines and on tour, and we're sitting around this lounge after the show. Me and my whole crew, some local comedians from the Philippines, from Manila, nice guys, and everyone. 15 of us sitting around this lounge in a couch and couple armchairs and chairs in our section. I'm literally at the end of the couch. I have my drink. I'm not talking to anybody outside of our circle. I'm not being an elitist. It's just like, there's another.
You have 15 people with you.
There's another section of people there. There's another section of people there. Everybody's doing their own thing. I'm not out there trying to pick up chicks. I'm just having a good time, having a drink with the guys. And, I don't see this happen, but some guy walks past one of the guys in our group, one of the local Filipino comic guys, and he had a beard. And he was kind of chubby, a nice guy, but this guy apparently rubbed his face, like rubbed his beard, and walked away.
Oh no!
And then one of our guys goes, "You know that guy?" He goes, "Like no." He goes, "Then why'd you let him touch your face?" He goes, "I don't want any problems." He goes, "Okay." Now I'm sitting there, I don't see that happening because that's happening there, and I'm kind of sitting on an angle this way, kind of like looking at the dance floor. And then that same dude walks around and comes around to me. And I'm sitting there and he's like, hey, you look like Russell Peters. And I'm like, and he's standing above me. So I'm like, yeah, it's true. And he goes,
I do look like him.
and he goes, and I go, how you doing? And I put my hand out and he goes, get the fuck out of here. But it was a weird tone, right? And I'm holding his hand now. I'm shaking his hand, but
were you thinking he was saying, "Get the fuck out of here"? I can't believe it's Russell Peters.
That's what it initially seemed, but his tone was completely off with it.
Oh,
instead of it was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Oh,
and I go, "Actually, no, I'm not going anywhere." I'm holding his hand now. I'm like, "Actually, I'm not going anywhere." He goes, "What are you doing here, motherfucker?"
What did you do to him?
And I go, and I could tell by his tone and the look in his eyes that he was a dickhead. So I go, funny enough, I'm here fucking your mother.
Of course.
Right? But I'm still holding his hand.
Mr. Make it worse.
I'm still holding his hand, right?
Yeah.
Because he's talking to me like he's going to intimidate me. And I'm like, no, I don't give a fuck. And just because you think, because you're standing up and I'm sitting down, that you have the advantage, you are fucking wrong. Because that's the beautiful thing about jiu-jitsu. Is I'm sitting down. I'm at the advantage, not you.
All right.
Because people are like, I'm like, no, it's not going to go down like that, Buster. So So I'm holding his hand, and I'm holding his hand really tight now, right? Because I'm I'm controlling him now. And I'm like, and he goes, "You're a really firm handshaker." And I go, "Yeah."
Was that hit? That's probably the moment he thought, maybe I shouldn't.
No, so I go, "Yeah, I do jujitsu." And so he'll be like, maybe I'll shut up and walk away, right? And he goes, "I do jujitsu too." He goes, and I swear this is the fucking dumbest line a dude's ever said to me out in public. He goes, "Let's see who has the best jujitsu." I was like, so I literally, without hesitation, I grabbed his arm, pulled it, threw my legs up, and put him in an arm bar, right? And then he tried to fall forward, and as soon as he tried to fall forward, I kicked him right in his face. And then I kicked him in his face again, and then the security dragged him off.
So he's outside.
He's on the fucking ground, his face bleeding, his glasses broken.
Well, you jujitsu'd better than him.
Yeah, and I never got out of my seat. I literally never got out of my seat. I literally did this, fell back onto the couch, turned around, and went, "Where's my drink?" And it was spilled because this fuckhead spilled it.
Well, hey, you won that one. You out jujitsu'd him.
It was so dumb though. But how are you gonna go bother people when they're not just I'm sitting there with a bunch of people. I'm not looking at. I don't know you.
Now, is it out there that you like a fighter and that kind of thing?
I
Do you
don't
feel you
think
get
so.
more? Because I feel like Rogan is getting challenged all the time. Or
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot if you challenge Rogan. Let me just tell you that.
But people, I think that people think they want to. You know what I'm trying to say? They see him and they're like, I think I could take him.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
a fucking huge mistake.
Yeah. He's just a very
He's a very athletic human being.
yes. He's such
He's
like a little muscle, man.
He's not the guy to be trying to find out with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. You don't want to walk up to him saying that shit. And then, but
Yeah.
he seems to be a measured man, though. I think
Rogan is also very assertive, and he'll tell you, I think you should get the fuck out of here right now.
Right.
Whereas I'm not a confrontational guy. I'm like, hey, man.
Well, you are a confrontational guy.
Only when I get challenged.
Yeah, okay, right.
If you challenge me, I'm like, hold on a second. In my head, it registers as, because I dealt with bullies my whole life. So I was like, wait.
Even in Canada?
Yeah, that's where I dealt with. Holy shit. It was awful. That's why I started boxing.
Oh, wow.
I was bullied. To be Indian in the 70s and 80s in Canada was worse than being anything else. It was literally the lowest form of human being you could be.
Wow.
And we were treated as such. And people felt no way. It literally, they would say things, adults would say it to kids. Like I had a grown man to spray me with a hose and tell me to fuck off and call me a packy. And I was 5 years old.
Oh, shit.
And I was a cute 5-year-old. And I didn't know what was going on. This is a grown man with a family. And I'm like, what? Like they felt nothing towards you. Like you are subhuman. So it doesn't equal that they're doing this to another person. It equals that they're just it's like a fucking roach. Let's get rid of it. So that's how you. So when that happens to you from such a young age, from the age of 3, I dealt with that shit. So from that age to now, it's still in your head.
There.
It's still in your head when people treat you a certain way. You go, yeah, I probably deserve that. I'm probably, you know, I mean, it's been like that since I was a kid. I have to be worthless if that's how I've been. You know what I mean? So it's a continuous cycle of psychosis. It fucks with your head.
Yeah.
And that's why you got to learn how to get past it. You can get angry. You could hate white people if you wanted, but what the fuck's that going to do?
Yeah. So at 49, you feel like you're finally coming over the hump.
Yeah, I mean, I still sense it from people sometimes, but I don't deal with it the same way I would have before. And now it's kind of like, eh.
I remember being in Prince Albert, Canada.
Alberta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, in Saskatoon.
Saskatchewan?
Near Saskatchewan, yeah. It was like you do the shit show in Saskatoon, and then you had to take a Greyhound bus to Prince Albert.
You did those shit gigs
Yes,
too?
man.
Why were you doing those?
I'm
When
from
was that?
because I'm from LA. This was like I don't know how many years ago, 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah, those are horrible gigs.
Yeah, because I didn't think I could be a comic in LA because I was like, you know, I'm from LA. So you go to the clubs, you're like, how do you get on there? I was like, I need to get out of here to learn how to do this. So I would do those type of gigs. I remember doing it in Prince Albert in this bar. And you had to go upstairs, and it was combat.
And so you got to see how shit they treat Canadian comedians.
And it was combat comedy, man. I'll never forget it. It was the whole show was just like, fuck you, you know. And then you're just going, you know, making fun of people with your mother, you know, and everybody's just like, but it was in a way that I kept it on a balance where people were like,
Yeah, and then after they're like, yeah, you were great, man.
After the rowdiest table in the whole fucking place.
Yeah.
They go, hey, comedian, come over here. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I get over there. They're all cops.
Yeah. Come on, have a drink with us.
All of them were cops.
Yeah.
Because there's prisons and paper mills. But anyway, the reason why I'm bringing this up is like at the time they were talking about how they were having there was a lot of tension with the Eskimo community up there, whatever
The natives.
and this is the issue that they were talking about, like how the natives are being treated, and they're ending up dead and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, Canada's racism, especially back in the day, was it was in your face, but we also hit it really well.
I was about to say, because Canadians always want to come across like,
because I think
we don't care about race, and we're the. It's like, I think
it's there, but I mean, it's it's not as what's glamorized.
Yeah,
we know it's wrong. Like in Canada, they know it's wrong, so they don't glamorize it like they do here in the States.
What's next for Russell Peters, man?
I got to continue my Deported World Tour. We go back out in May, and I got dates before that, obviously, but in May we go back international. I got the Middle East, and I got India, and I'm shooting my new special in India.
Shit!
In Mumbai.
That's wow.
Yeah.
Is that where your family's from originally?
My dad's from Mumbai. My mom's from Calcutta.
Oh wow!
But when I say my dad's from Mumbai, he's actually from a village like about 8 hours inland from Mumbai.
Like when you say you're from Toronto, you're really from
Brampton. But my dad was actually, again, like me, I was born in Toronto, and my dad was born in Mumbai, but then they moved to this railway village in the middle of nowhere where my dad was born in 1925, so his whole family were hunters.
Oh, shit.
So they had to hunt, and it wasn't like you're hunting fucking elk, you're hunting tigers and leopards and all these dangerous animals. And he was a big game hunter.
So you excited about?
I'm very
doing
excited.
this
I'm very excited. I always love going to India.
Yeah, but I mean to do a special. It's like
to do a special is even more incredible for me because it's kind of like I made a career out of making jokes about being Indian,
right?
And now I want to go and celebrate my motherland with my people and show the rest of the world that it was just jokes. They're great fucking people.
Yeah. I like that, man. That's great.
I mean, you can mock something long enough, but you got to show respect.
Yeah.
Like, look, here's why I make fun of you. It's because I love you. You're very close to my heart.
Now, is this like? Do you feel like this is like a nice cherry on top of everything? Like almost if you're going full circle.
I do.
Like the way you started.
30 years in the game, and I rounded off with a special in India. I think that's a fucking beautiful thing.
I completely agree, man. Listen, I thank you for coming on. You're a great dude, and I see you going on your journey still. I can feel it. I feel you're still going on a professional and emotional journey.
Can you tell everybody what I always say to you when I see you?
No.
I'll tell them. Every time I see Erik, I go, Erik, you're not black.
Yeah, he's constantly with this, man. I'm racially ambiguous, man. I'm from all.
You're like an ethnic Groucho Marx.
Yes, man. I'm from everywhere. It's like wherever I'm with. If I'm with Puerto Ricans, they think I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
If I'm Mexican, they think I'm Mexican. Jewish people think I'm Jewish.
Yeah, Arabs think you're Arab.
Arabs think I'm Arab.
Yeah.
If I'm when I was in Egypt, they were like, "You're Egyptian." Everybody thinks so.
Tell them no, that's Sphinx.
Yeah. And now if I go to India, it'd be the same kind of thing.
Oh, yeah,
people
for
will be like,
sure.
"Oh, welcome home." So.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does it matter? I look like Drake's father. You know what I mean? It's
No,
all
he's
the
black
same.
as fuck, Drake's father.
Yeah, but I know he is like a
He is.
pimp.
Yeah.
I want to play Drake's father on a sitcom. Once Drake figures out that he's like 10 years away from being on CSI Miami. You know what I mean?
Drake, he will never have to do that. He's a great kid too.
Yeah, but he likes to. But he
does. He loves
to
the
work.
acting
He likes to
world.
be.
He does.
Yeah,
He likes to do things.
I want to be his dad in
He's
something.
a fucking great kid. He lives in my neighborhood.
Yeah, see, of course he does.
I've known him a long time, and he's just genuinely a good human being.
Oh, well, okay. This guy knows everybody.
When I see him or talk to him next, I was like,
Please.
Erik Griffin would like to play your father.
Can you please? Okay, you heard it here first, guys. If it happens, it's going to be because of Russell Peters
and because I EP'd it. But that's where the real money is, kids.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be the god. They see. I mean, how's this produced by Russell Peters? What happened? But anyways, we're gonna wrap up. Thank you for.
Fine. Now we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
I got a kid coming in 2 weeks. Now I'm wrapping up.
You have another kid coming.
Yeah.
That's right. So you're gonna have 3 kids.
Two.
Oh, two.
My second kid.
Oh, okay. I thought you had 3 kids.
I got a boy coming.
Oh wow, you excited about that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at 49, you're like, oh, I got to start this over.
You know what? I'm happy. Hooray.
Well, on that, thank you to the new dad. The fantastic, he's finishing off he's not even finished with his career, but this is a nice cherry on top of everything that has happened. He's doing his special in India.
Good way to
so
celebrate
look out
30.
for that. Yeah, good way to celebrate 30 years is to go back to India, where you belong.
You son of a bitch.
But anyway, this is Erik Griffin, Riffin with Griffin, and thank you for listening once again, and I'll see you next week.